The Galactic Council chamber stretched across 3 kilometers of polished obsidian, its vaulted ceiling displaying the swirling galaxies that made up the known universe. Representatives from 400 species occupied their designated platforms, their varied forms creating a tapestry of alien biology that would have once seemed impossible to Elsa. But today she felt nothing but cold determination. "The human delegation wishes to address the council," announced the Zenth Chancellor, their crystalline voice carrying a note of barely concealed amusement. How quaint. Elsa stood from her seat, her simple gray suit a stark contrast to the elaborate bioluminescent robes and quantum-shimmering attire surrounding her. Beside her, Verk remained seated, his dark eyes scanning the crowd with the practiced wariness of a soldier who'd seen too many battlefields. "Honored Council," Elsa began, her voice steady despite the weight of 300 billion human souls resting on her words. "Humanity withdraws its petition for full membership." A ripple of chittering laughter echoed through the chamber. The Krillian ambassador's tentacles writhed in what passed for their species' expression of mirth. "Withdraws?" The Chancellor's tone dripped with condescension. "You mean accepts rejection? Your species has failed every technological benchmark, every cultural compatibility test, every genetic diversity standard. You are uniform, limited, and frankly irrelevant to galactic affairs." Elsa's jaw tightened, but her expression remained neutral. She had expected this. They all had. "We withdraw," she repeated calmly. "Effective immediately, all human technology sharing agreements are terminated. All scientific collaborations are concluded. All trade arrangements will expire within standard cycle." Verk stood now, his movements precise and controlled. He'd commanded the defense of the Proxima colony when the Zolth raiders had come. He'd held the line with outdated weapons and sheer human stubbornness for 16 hours until reinforcements arrived. The scar across his temple was a reminder of that day. "Furthermore," Verk added, his voice carrying the weight of military authority, "all human-maintained infrastructure will be decommissioned. This includes the quantum relay network spanning sectors 7 through 23, the medical stations in the frontier regions, and the dark matter collectors in the void territories." The laughter began to fade. The Zenth Chancellor's crystalline form pulsed with irritation. "You cannot simply—" "We can," Elsa interrupted smoothly. "And we will. Humanity may not meet your standards for council membership, but we are not your servants. We ask to join as equals. You made your answer clear." "Preposterous." The Krillian ambassador surged forward on their platform. "The quantum relay network took 3 centuries to build. 7 species contributed to its construction, and humans have maintained it for the last 40 years, Verk stated flatly. "Alone, because none of your species would assign personnel to the dead zones where radiation storms made the work too dangerous. We volunteered. We adapted. We survived in conditions you deemed unsurvivable." Elsa pulled up a holographic display with a gesture. Data streams filled the air between the human delegation and the council floor. "The Vexor plague that would have wiped out the Tullian homeworld," she said, pointing to medical records. "Cured by Dr. James Chen, using human pharmaceutical methodology that your scientists called primitive. The cascade failure in the Andromeda arm that threatened to collapse 17 star systems into artificial black holes. Prevented by engineer Sarah Morrison, whose limited human mathematics somehow succeeded where galactic quantum computers failed." She advanced down the steps toward the council floor, and several ambassadors shifted uncomfortably. "The frontier medical stations you barely acknowledge? They've treated over 40 million non-human patients in the last decade. The dark matter collectors we maintain have powered your stations, your ships, your cities, and through it all we asked only for respect, for recognition, for a seat at this table." The chamber had gone silent now. Even the Chancellor's luminescence had dimmed. Verk descended the steps behind Elsa, his voice cutting through the stillness. "We don't need your approval anymore. Humanity spent 2 centuries trying to meet standards designed to exclude us, standards that changed every time we approached them. We're done reaching for acceptance from those who will never grant it." "You would truly leave?" The Chancellor's voice had lost its mocking edge. "Isolate your species from galactic civilization?" Elsa smiled, and there was no warmth in it. "Isolate? No. We're simply choosing our own path. Earth's gates remain open to those who come in genuine partnership. But we will no longer beg for scraps from a table we helped build." She turned to leave, and Verk fell into step beside her. Wait! The cry came from Ambassador Thex of the Solari Union, their gentle species known for wisdom rather than military might. The Council may have been hasty in its judgment. Perhaps we could revisit— No. Elsa's single word stopped them cold. You had centuries to revisit. You chose mockery instead. That door is closed now. As they reached the chamber's massive doors, Verk paused and looked back one final time. We learned something important from you, he said. We learned that humanity doesn't need to be like you to be worthy. We learned that our uniformity, as you call it, is actually unity. Our limitations are actually focus. Our irrelevance is actually independence. Elsa added her final words. You taught us that the only approval we need is our own. For that lesson, we thank you. The doors sealed behind them with a resonance that felt like finality. In the months that followed, the Galactic Council discovered what they had taken for granted. Quantum relays failed without human maintenance. Medical stations in frontier regions went dark. Dark matter collection dropped by 40%, causing energy crises across developed sectors. And humanity? Humanity thrived. They built their own network better than before. They forged alliances with smaller species the Council had overlooked. They pushed into uncharted territories with the fearlessness that had once taken them from caves to stars. The Council sent delegations, offered compromises, proposed partnerships. Elsa and Verk read each message together in Earth's new embassy, built not in the Council chamber but on neutral ground among the stars. What do you think? Verk asked, his scarred face thoughtful. Elsa smiled, this time with genuine warmth. I think we answer on our terms now. When we're ready. If we're ever ready. And if they mock us again, then we walk away again. But this time we won't be silent. She was right. Humanity didn't need to shout its worth to the galaxy. The silence of their absence had spoken volumes. End.